Well, good morning, everyone. Isn't it a beautiful morning here in the beta Minecraft world? Oh, look at that. I think that's the final lighting update tick. It is a very beautiful morning today here in the beta Minecraft world. It easily could not have happened because I had a bit of a tragedy recently. If you haven't seen the last two posts on my channel, like they used to be called community posts, but now they're just called posts. But if you didn't see the last two posts, basically what happened was my old computer basically shit itself. I was just playing a game one day. I got up, went to the bathroom, and when I came back, the computer turned itself off. I was like, oh, did it overheat or something? And when I turned it on, it began emitting a loud beep. This beep is known as a post beep or power on startup error beep, which basically means that there is actually something defective with the computer. Like something's actually broken. And I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what was broken. I thought about taking it to a tech guy. I actually called one. He sounded so disinterested when I spoke to him on the phone. And yeah, I looked at maybe taking it to him, and I was looking at like there's two possibilities. Either the CPU was defective or the GPU, the graphics card, was defective. And the reason I came to those conclusions because it's not the hard drive. The hard drive is actually fine. All my files on that old computer are fine. They are trapped though, because the problem is every time I start the computer, it will last anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, and then it'll just switch itself off. I've tried launching it in safe mode. Unfortunately, the super geniuses over at Microsoft have made it impossible to launch your computer in safe mode in Windows 11, like from the get-go. I tried all these different things. I might try some more things, but I decided after looking into like how much a new GPU and new CPU would cost, that basically why don't I just get a whole new computer? And so I did. I've got a brand new rig. It was actually a bargain. It was on special. It was the end of financial year special because the financial year in Australia goes from June to June. It's like the middle of the year. It's weird. I know we're a weird country. But anyways, it was on special, and I thought, why not? I mean, I could easily spend the same amount of money just trying to fix this old one. So I decided to just go with a new one, and it's been working great. A few little issues here and there, but I'm working it out, and I had to redo everything. I had to reinstall Minecraft. I had to reconfigure OBS. I'm gonna have to reconfigure my editing software. So how did this almost affect my world? Well, as I mentioned, the computer was broken. I was struggling to retrieve files. I would start it up, try to get something onto I'll plug my external hard drive in, which I actually have over here right now. I'll try and plug it in and get stuff over. And my number one priority was to get this world. I do have backups. I have plenty of backups on other things, but the problem is I've been very lax in the last 2 months. And as a result, all the things I had done recently were going to be lost if I didn't get this. And I mean, look, I have backups from a couple of months ago with a lot of the stuff, like the base and all that built, but for me, I just hate having to redo stuff. I really don't like doing it. Like once I've done it, I just kind of like, I'm happy, I'm satisfied with it. So having to redo all those things just didn't seem appealing to me. But I persevered, and what I was doing is I boot up the computer, start up, and the first thing I would do is I would immediately open File Explorer and quickly drag over the world save file to my hard drive. And then eventually, after about 3 attempts, it worked. And so far, it's been fine. So this is the latest version of my world. We're in day 5,948, almost at 6,000 days. Wow. That gives you an idea of how much playtime I've had in this world. A day is about 20 minutes, so you can probably extrapolate from there. I haven't really been around this world too much, so we'll see if there's any corruption, but I thought today was sort of just like a relax just to relax, to get back into the thing, because it's just been a hectic week for me. Because this was happening on top of IRL events, work, family, you know the drill, adult stuff. Because I am I am an adult. I know that makes it sound like I'm a grown up, but no, I'm 30 something. I've got responsibilities. I've got bills and shit to pay. So having to do this on top of it, and the worst part is this has set me back a little bit financially. I'm not destitute. I'm not on the verge of losing my home. I'm going to be homeless, but just laying down $2,300 Australian dollar dues for a computer, it ain't cheap. I'm not a millionaire. Anyways, enough yapping, complaining about my financials. I can't remember if I showed this in a video or not, but I actually started working on the ruined tower. If I did show this, disregard this segment, but I gotta finish it off. I'm really liking how this is going. I feel like some of these holes are a little bit too big down the bottom. I might have to fix that, but yeah. I want like a huge section that's like crumbled. Maybe we'll do here a huge section that's like crumbled and collapsed on the ground here. But so far it's looking good. The other thing I was doing was the village over near by the castle. All right, we're coming up to the village here. I just went and quickly checked. I was like, how long has it been since I made a video on this world? It's been 3 months if you don't count my Actually, no, the Forever World rant video came after the castle video. But yeah, the last thing I did in this world was building that parts of that castle. So I don't think I've ever shown this, but I've done some work here. This is the village that's accompanying the castle. That's Castle Dogmore. I don't know. Dogmore Castle. I don't know. Just it feels like that's something like an actual castle name in England, Great Britain. Might go with that. I don't know. Tell me what you think down below. But yeah, anyways, I worked in the village here. Tried to build some of these houses. Like this had no second story. I really don't like that roof. I don't know, maybe. Tried to grow. Oh, what happened to my sapling? Okay, it's gone. Started laying out a dock area. I want to actually build like a proper ship in this area. I'm gonna get rid of these pillars, by the way. These are just marking out dungeons. And this church, I've been building a little church here for there's gonna be a church for the village, and I don't know what's going on. This has hung me up. Like I've got hung up on this so much. This part I think is fine, except I need some glass here, of course. So you got a sort of stereotypical church. You got the pews. You got the preacher stand, brick roof. This front part here where you come in, I just don't know. This feels way too big and bulky. I made a smaller one. It felt too small. Maybe I want this to like sort of be tall because I want this to be part of like the skyline of the town. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Sucks, yo. But the thing I wanted to do today is I was thinking about this in my head, and it was over here because you see, you've got the village here, you've got the castle, and then you've just got this random beach area with a road going across it. And I'm not really entirely upset about that. Like, I'm not like one of these Minecraft has to be super realistic people, but I don't know. I just feel like this is like wasted space. Like naturally, because the whole idea is the village is going to slowly go back towards the castle over there, and sort of fill that area back that way. It just sticks out here. There should be something over here, realistically. And so I was thinking today that I do a little bit of something I never do, which is terraforming. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna put my hand at terraforming here. We'll see how this goes. If I really hate it, I could always just delete it. So looking at the landscape here, so I should probably say I've already terraformed this slightly. Some of this sand wasn't here naturally. Like I actually filled it in for the road. Ah, okay. So I think what we should start doing here is start sort of marking out where I feel like this should go. So I feel maybe up to here. here is where I should terraform. That could be like flats. I could make that even like a swampy area, maybe like some kind of water farm. I don't know. I'm not going for hyper realism here. Like, I think people who like really let their stuff get bogged down by super realism are kind of cringe, kind of cringe and gay. But yeah. Alright, and that means that the bridge is going to cut off here, which actually, yeah, it makes a little bit more sense. Maybe I can, actually, maybe we'll sink this down a little bit, just to make it a little bit, on the same level. I've basically kind of like been adverse to it in the past, just because it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, and also it results in this floatiness. I really don't like the floatiness. Like, the Boy Ryan's village on Back to Beta is beautiful. It's a lot of work, but then there's areas where all it takes is you to just mine a little bit of the ground or like an unexpected creeper blast, and all of a sudden there's this massive cavern of just shit underneath because he's just built over he's just built over the top. And yeah, I just don't know how I feel about that. So I think with this, I'm going to aim to do this, but I'm going to fill it in eventually. Maybe not today, but I will. I do plan to fill it in eventually. I've got quite a bit of dirt in this world, so let's do that. The other thing I want to do is I actually want to reclaim the sand, because I use sand a lot, particularly for TNT, making TNT. Um, I have been doing sand duping to make TNT, and I personally don't like it. I just did it because I just didn't want, you know, this to become a chore for me. But like, yeah, if I need to get rid of this sand and I can mine it out, then yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense, in my opinion. Build up the beach, because I don't want this to be like a fully retaining wall area. Like, I like the idea that the main village has that key wall, but this is more natural because this is sort of like on the other side of that river or whatever you want to call it, and this is going to be like occasional houses with maybe some farms in between or something, maybe like that. How's that looking? Yeah, I'm liking it a little bit more. It's giving it's slightly elevated. I just don't want it at sea level because it's really funny. I talked about realism ruining stuff, and yeah, how I'm like saying building on sand flats just doesn't make a lot of logical sense. I mean, after all, I've got to do that video. I've mentioned this before ages ago, but I think it was in one of my world tours. But there was a guy years ago, like way back in 2011, who reviewed 2010, I think it was actually, but yeah, he reviewed Minecraft and he said that Minecraft was clearly a Christian game inspired by the Bible, and one of the things he pointed towards was the fact that sand falls, and it's a reference to the story about the man who built his house on sand and the man who built his house on rock. And yeah, someone found that article for me, and um, yeah, I want to do a video reading through it and reviewing it because it is just hilarious. And part of me wants to think it's a troll, but the website is like legit. It is like a genuine like web 2.0, web 1.0, 2.0, I can't remember, but it's like a genuine old school website, and it hasn't like been updated in a decade. It's actually wild. I really should do that video. Yell at me in the comment section about it until I do it if you want to see that. Alrighty, so we're here at the castle. Everything's looking in order. Let's go check on the doggies, shall we? Let's make sure the dogs are fine. They haven't been yeeted from existence because of my bashing computer. No, they're here. Oh, that's right, I don't own them. I'm logged into the My1001 account right now, so I'd have to change usernames to get them to move up. But that's all fine. They're happy there in their massive, ginormous bed. I don't know what size. I don't know what size mattress that is. I brought some bookshelves over because I can't remember if I came back and repaired the library. This is what we built in the castle building episode. That I ran out of bookshelves and never finished. Aha! I never did. See, I thought ahead. I remember one of the last things I did in this world was I made a ton of bookshelves. So let's get up here. That. Gotta be careful placing bookshelves because you don't even get the books back in this version. Once you break a bookshelf, it just disappears. You get nothing back. So kind of annoying, but whatever. And I think, whoop, I fell. I think this room is done. It's like officially done now. So, I mean, maybe there's a few little other details I could add. Maybe we could add some more paintings. We could add some greenery, some leaves or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think this is done. Awesome. Right. I got a sapling. I've got 6 bone meal. Can we grow a tree? No, we cannot. Alrighty, we're out for a sail on the high seas. There's the wolf farm. All looks good. I'm not noticing any corruption. If there was going to be some corruption, we probably would have seen it by now, so I'm confident that we've got nothing wrong going on here, but yeah, so as I was heading out here, I've never really noticed how many dungeons I found. I haven't even fully explored all the caves out here either, but two, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go and uh, build a trig station up on Savannah Mountain. So in one of my previous videos, I think it was the one where I showed off the road out to the caves house. I showed off Mount Savannah, and I wanted to do a little trig station thing up there, and I thought this would be a good time. Yeah, we can get to the maybe widening that narrows would be good. Also thought this is a good opportunity to show. Is that a massive thing of clay over there? That is. Alright, a stack and 12 clay balls out of that. That translates into 19 clay blocks. Okay, whatever. Not a lot, but better than nothing. There she is. There's Mount Savannah. And I was talking about like the terrain being cool. Like, there's a fully navigatable waterway all the way to the caves house, which is where are we at? We're at 1200, so about another 800 blocks that way. Oh, there's a boat here from one of my previous adventures. But yeah, like there's a lot of navigatable waterways in this world, and I quite like that. I like being able to go around in a boat, because walking gets tiring. Minecarts, you need to set up the infrastructure, and a lot of my minecart tunnels underground. Maybe I should start doing a bit more above ground minecart infrastructure. So yeah, and each roads are even more tiring. That's that weird diagonal bridge I made, and there's one of my little temporary hidey holes. If you saw that video, if you did not, link in the description to all playlist videos of me in this world. So, alright, so the trick I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a can, apologies Scottish people. I'm sure any Scottish people watching this are butchering your language. Which is like a pile of rocks, and then in the top we're gonna have like the actual trig thing. I think I'm overthinking this way too much. I think I should just go like this, then maybe there, put a full block there, slab, maybe a slab, yeah, I think that's a little bit better. And then up here we're gonna put our posts. Alright, So what I'm thinking is kind of something a bit like this, where we have the 4 cardinal directions, and then oh god, this is looking awful, but you know what? Let's stick to it. Oh, we're almost at the world height here. Cloud height. Okay, hold on. There we go. I moved the clouds up. Forgot. See, this is what I mean. Like, I have to reset all my little settings because I can't just like transfer them over. And then on the top here, we're going to have this, this, and then that. And then with each of these sides, so if I recall correctly, the sun rises in the north in beta Minecraft. So I know that's weird. You'd think that this would be east, but this is actually north. I'm gonna orient it this way with these directions, so that way when I update the later versions, which of course is part of the plan of this world, these cardinal directions will still be correct. So that's north. Mount Savannah Trig Station. We'll just go Trig Station. And this was built on the 3rd of August 2025. There we go. I like putting dates on stuff, that way I remember when it was. Actually, before we go, I'm just curious. So I'm playing with the beta unleashed thing right now, and I'm instance, sorry, and I'm gonna turn these on, and I want to see how far we can see from the mountaintop up here. And also, let's see how bad it impacts performance, because it does get a little bit laggy sometimes. Can we see the bridge fully crossing? Oh, we can, but it just goes off into the fog. Oh man, look how far it goes. Damn, I can see for miles. Beta Unleashed 2.0 does have an increased render distance. Maybe I should give it a shot at some point. Oh yeah, I'm feeling the frames tanking. Oh boy. Oh, we're down to 26. Yeah, I'm feeling the frames. They're getting nice and slow. That's the snow biome. Yeah, that's like the U-shaped, the horseshoe part of the road. There's New Year's Bridge. I built that on New Year's. Oh yeah, this is getting framey as shit. It's weird how this is all getting rendered, but you can't really see it because of the fog. It's kind of pointless, this feature. But actually, fog distance, fog world. This is just turning into a tech demo. Details, other, fog start. Let's see if that changes anything. No, no, it doesn't. Alright, well, it is tanking the shit out of my frame rate, so we're just gonna turn this thing off. This is looking good. Or should I say terrible? I don't know. I don't know if I've really done much on the snow perimeter since last time we visited here. I honestly cannot remember. We are of course in August, and I promised myself at the start of this year I would get this done by the end of 2025. And yeah, we're 8 months in, we're 7 months in, 7 full months in, beginning of the 8th month, and there's still so much to do. So maybe I need to knuckle down, properly do this. Maybe I should do some live streams or something. I don't know. I can't remember if I have shown much of a progress update, but this is how wide. I'm slowly chipping it going back that ways. But this is how wide the area is. I've got all these dirt scaffolds set up, ready to go to drop TNT. I think I'm going to have to do the spacing a little bit different because these floating blocks here are really, really annoying and they're really time consuming to get rid of. Look, I'd rather take the time to farm the TNT rather because I can go AFK as opposed to having the time to constantly clean up floating blocks. So once I get this area cleared, or the dirt using the dirt scaffolds here, I'll probably lessen the spaces from now on. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here because of the snow perimeter. Well, kind of am. I'm checking on things. Oh, that's going to be a pain to get rid of. But not just here to check on the snow perimeter, but today, Monster, friend of the channel, released a new alpha video on his channel, and he showed a really cool thing with boats under ice, in bodies of water under ice. And I'm curious, it's probably going to work in beta, but I'm curious to do it myself. This is something, and I was thinking I need a body of water that's got a large amount of ice, and this lake over here is pretty much the only area I know close to my spawn that is like this. So alright, so what you do is you take your boat, here's one I prepared earlier, you break in the ice, and then we go down. Oh fuck. Take two, I think the water has to be deeper than 2 blocks. Oh, so it's trying to snap it to the top, but yeah, there we go, look at that. Oh, whoa, there we go. So, boats when underwater in all versions of Minecraft, of course, still work. You can still move around, and because ice is a non-solid block and does not suffocate you, and the boat is in water even though it's submerged, it still acts normal, and the ice does not kill us, and so we can basically just sail around here and do whatever we want. You can see the sunken bits. These are water lakes, by the way. You know, there's little water pools that generate naturally uh in the terrain. They actually generate in the ice, and then the water, exposed water, freezes over. Yeah, we can't get in here, I imagine so. But yeah, this is really cool. I almost feel like this being some kind of transport system. Like there's something that this can be used for, but I don't know. The boat speed seems to be appears to be the same as normal boats in beta, so oh, yeah, so I don't really know if this has any like practical application or like any kind of improvement of anything, but there we go. And then if you pop out into normal water, the boat just rises up to the top, and of course we can't get back in, not without something that allows us to get back in. So yeah, once you run out of ice, it just it pops back up. So I don't know if there's any useful application to that, but that's a really cool little thing, and yeah, thanks to the monster for showing it. Alright, I think that will end it for today's episode. It's a little short one, a little short sweet. It's a bit of a low energy episode. I'm actually really tired. I had a big day today, IRL, so I just wanted to come on, just wanted to record, just give an update, do a few little things, just make sure everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. I'm happy. I'm happy that I didn't lose this world forever, because if I did, I would have fucking lost it. I would have absolutely lost my shit. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, and at 2,000 subscribers, I will be touring the very first survival world I ever had. My original survival world from 2011 in beta 1.8. So, subscribe if you want to see that. I'll catch you later. Bye.